Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Delta racing competition. I'm your host, Casa, and we're coming to you from Germany, Hockenheimring, here in the lovely foresty areas. Germany's been around for forever, really. It used to be 78 Grand Prix, 40 at Nürburgring, 37 here at Hockenheim, and once in Berlin. Obviously, those who remember the old track know it was a little bit different to how it was. As you can see there, 25 of the 37 were on the old circuit. Honestly, I prefer the old circuit. I don't mind this one. I just prefer the old one. Lots of straights and just chicanes. As you can see, there's the track map on your screen. 3 DRS zones. Slightly different to the official where they actually drop the line going along the start-finish straight. But we still have it here in the game. And there you go. So 17 corners. And one massively great DRS straight into the hairpin, and we're on board now with Meister as we go through turn 1. Such a tricky corner that is to get right in qualifying, so easy to invalidate as well as you throw it into turn 2 and 3, exit through 4. DRS takes your point is just there. DRS comes open quite shortly after as you go down the long turn 5, Parabolica is officially called, but it is just a long corner, and this is where we can see the overtaking. People are going to be looking down the inside here. That is the ideal line to take through this corner as you throw it through that tight turn 6. Get that power down. You can see some cars potentially coming out side by side through here. It's coming towards the kink of turn 7. Just keep that pedal down as hard as you can and throw it into turn 8 at Mercedes Grandstand there. And off we come through 9, 10, and a little sort of kink of 11 along the start of the drag slip. And throw it then. There's the start of the drag slip. Throw it into turn 12. Don't hit the wall on the left. It's very close. Into then the Sachs hairpin. I'm sure everyone remembers that from a couple of years ago. Seb Vettel most definitely does. Through 14 and 15 into 16, and only one corner left after this. Trying to hit the wall on the left hand side. Shouldn't be raining. Well, it might not be raining. Don't know. And across the line then. And there we go. That is a flying lap then with Meister. And speak of the devil, he is, when it appears, he's second in the championship by only 4 points to Jorn. It is getting feisty at the top, and there'll be no love lost between those two. Just chilling in third, picking a little bit off the back. It's looking like it's good between you and the most of the championship. Just chilling, looking like third. Beaker's got a bit of pressure there for fifth camp. 2 points behind, 1 point behind him. We've got Dan, and I missed the rest unfortunately. But WGL there in 11th on 23, followed by Livid, Kimi, Nusa, Dennis, Nathan, Mute, Jumboy, Dow, and Doctor. And then we'll have a quick look at the constructor standings for you. Hopefully we'll be appearing in a moment. I spent too long looking at the opening standings. There you go. So Red Bull Racing currently on 2-1-6. Tie battle there for 2 and 3 between Toro Rosso and Williams. 1 point between them. Haas 10 points clear of Ferrari. And there's a little battle there. Ferrari followed by Mercedes and then Renault all close together. 5 points between them. Alpha, Racing Point and McLaren there. Not too far behind, and let's have a look at that track map whilst we're just waiting to get going. We should be going any moment. But there you can see the track map on your screen. That turn 6, I kind of wish I had the Skypad. I say that every time. Because I can then circle and sort of just point out. Obviously you can see turn 6, it's slightly easier to point at it. It is the one after that speed trap, funny enough. So that is the overtaking opportunity. You want to be on the inside going into that corner. That is going to be the ideal line. Yes, you can take around on the outside. But it is really difficult because the inside will just block you right off. Outside will look for that cut back, which does work. It's not impossible, it's just hard, to put it simply. The other overtaking opportunities in turn 8, obviously turn 2 has some chances, but you don't often go for it because of the long turn 5. So yeah, I mean, you will see, if they don't get past in 6, they'll probably be alongside through 7 and into 8, and that's where they'll go for it if they haven't got past already by that point. And we are literally about to head on into the race. So let's flip on over in a moment to the screen. I'm just waiting to get to the next screen. We're just waiting for one driver who's thinking about readying up. He just needs to do it. So yeah, we've got 18 drivers. Oh no, 19 drivers. Sorry, we've only got one Alpha here today. And we'll see how that works out. It means one less person to get in your way at the end of the day. But as you can hear in the background, the sounds are going. Let's flip on over to the race. And I will now just... Oh, Wrong button. Sorry. Oh, that's... Sorry, I've just got to do some housekeeping on my second monitor, so I have better telemetry data. There we go, that's better. I can now see what's happening. Hooray. Right. Speaking of things that's happening, we've got a whole different selection of tyres on show today. As it looks like everyone's switching over to the hards to start, and we'll see what people come out on. It looks majority hards, a couple of mediums anyway, and a handful of softs at the moment. And we're just our way. We have 18, not 90 drivers. Sorry. It actually looks like Dennis, the Alpha. The one Alpha isn't here today, unfortunately. It's a bit of a shame, but we are starting to get some action out on tracks. Let's join. I believe it's Dow's going to be one of the first drivers. Yawn is normally quite quick out of the garage. I think he's actually been beaten today by his teammate. Actually, Mason decides he wants to go ahead, and Dow says, yeah, go for it, I don't mind. Whatever suits you, suits me. But actually, Yawn is, yes. There he is. He's definitely the first one out. He does this every time. He always seems the first one out on the track. So keen to get out. He must have the ability to set up those setups so quickly. Just get it loaded, get going and out. But it's going to be a short lap here today. I'm not going to make any predictions, but I'll just say the race lap record on this track was a 1:13.78, and that's done by Kimi Räikkönen in 2004. Obviously, we weren't going to beat it this year because it was a little bit damp. As I'm sure everyone remembers, it was a fun race for the wrong reasons. It was fun because lots of crashes. It wasn't action. It was people making mistakes. As Jorn doesn't make a mistake there on the opening corner. Said on the whole lap, so easy to make that mistake. It's just because you either take too much curb and invalidate, or you don't take enough and you end up running wide and invalidating there. You've got to hit it perfectly. And Jorn has hit it perfectly. He's done the fastest first sector. No surprise there. He is the fastest man to finish the first sector. We'll have some times trickling on in a moment as Jorn comes up to turn 6. A little bit of traffic ahead. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. He'll get well out of his way. And when he gets to it anyway, as you come through that king of turn 7 in towards turn 8, Mercedes running stand. And is that Mercedes? It is a Mercedes actually putting off just to say hello to the fans there. Here's Vivica. That's nice of him. And it's so close to those walls. They get. I'm surprised no one hits it more often. And Jorn then throwing it through the Sachs hairpin. 4 corners left to go. And what can he conjure up? Obviously, it's going to be fastest lap of everyone so far because it is the only lap of everyone so far. Unless you invalidated, which you didn't do. So importantly, so far he is quicker than Meister. Let's have a quick look at Meister. He is actually not. I think he invalidated. Yes, he did. He did invalidate. And Colin has managed to get back in. He's managed to plug that network cable back in. Vivica will go for another run. Not Vivica, sorry. Meister will go for another run on those hards. It is a Alfa Romeo. It's Alfa Tauri, isn't it? The new name for the Sora Rossos for next season. That's a bit of a mouthful. As 3 different drivers have set 3 different fastest sectors. Which is kind of fun to see. Let's have a look at Liberty coming up to the line. And he goes P6 at the moment, so plenty of work for him to do. What about JC? Coming up to the last corner. He's in by 5. He's going to go for it by the looks of things. Actually, I think he invalidated there in the second sector. He did. So his time won't count. Similar. Jorn is, he's going slow. I think he's on a cooldown. He might be going again. Let's have a look at Kimi. We don't see much of him in the Mercedes. As they go past the Mercedes grandstands, they seem to time that quite well. We see him. 16.466 in the first sector. Unfortunately, that is quite slow, so hopefully he's going to nail the fast sector. Actually, as I say that, I see he's invalidated in the second sector, so ignore that. And let's have a look at Busted. He's going slow as well. I think he invalidated, or went very slow in the first sector. What about Doctor? Is he doing something? He's in by 3. Looks like he is doing something. He's definitely not invalidated as far as I'm aware just yet. Hopefully I haven't just jinxed him. So come through the Sachs hairpin. And again, 4 corners to go. This is the original circuit. The original circuit departs at turn 2 and rejoins at turn 6. For those who are interested, you can actually go on Google Earth or another brand of aerial view, whatever takes your fancy. And you can see the original track, it goes through the forest. It is still, it's not really there, but it sort of is. You can see where the track was by the fact that it's not so overgrown. Doctor goes to P13. I used to love that track, I don't know why. Probably because it was a high-speed track with only a handful of corners. Kind of similar to Monza, sorry, not Monaco. Monaco's the exact opposite. So let's see who is doing well. Looks like Kimi is doing well now. He's coming towards the last part of the lap. Red fuel already. Hopefully he's got enough left for the in lap. His first couple of sectors looked alright. He's coming around that final corner. ERS is running right on the limit there. And will just be nearly empty as he crosses the line. That's good timing on that. P9 for Kimi. 13.3. And at the moment, it is still Jorn sitting at top of the timings. He's done the fastest first sector, fastest second sector, went to Beaker, fastest third sector, went to Vivkamp, who's done a terrific job of getting that up to P2. Ahead of Meister as well at that. And as I say, that Meister is looking like he is on a lap. And there he goes, let's jump on board with him. Or wide shot even, because it's sometimes better to look at. He has improved in the first sector, so let's see. Second sector is after the series of corners, and we'll see how he's doing. Ideal at the moment. The first sector time, anything under 16 seconds, so your 15/8ths are about what you should be doing. And towards the end, it'll probably come down a little bit more. He's only up by a little tiny bit. That was 0.05 of a second. So first sector best is a 15.758. Second sector is a 34.167. And final sector 22.407. Those are the times to beat as it stands, as Meister comes around the final corner. And he doesn't go faster, it's actually slower. He's obviously done extra laps on these hard tyres, which is not going to be... Obviously, you want them as on the fresh as possible, but... So he didn't improve. That final sector is what let him down. And he might have actually jumped up to P2 had he finished with a decent final sector. Let's look back at Atomic. He's gone fast in the first two sectors and comes across the line. Does improve 0.8 of a second. Big jump then from him up to P12. He goes. And also looks like Dan is on a lap as well. Mason's keeping out of the way. Dan is going faster than his previous in the first sector, so that's good to see. Up by 0.2 on his previous, which is a very good start. A little wobble there in the middle there, corner. That's going to hinder him a little bit. On the exit, is he up still? He is up by nearly 0.3, and he's actually just done the purple sector. I was saying purple sector 2, but it's not purple sector 2. Oh yes, it is. Sorry, it is. I'm getting myself confused. He has done purple sector 2, so this should be a good time. And final corner then, if he can make this one purple, that would be brilliant from him. Coming out to the line, P1 then for Dan. And that is a well-used set of hards as well to achieve that on. Just shows that to Meister that it's not the tyres that let you down there. As Dan does it on 5-lap-old hard tyres. And his teammate is towards the back. He's on limp home mode by the looks of things. I think he might have made a mistake. Yes, he definitely has. He was 5 seconds down in the second sector. And hopefully he can redeem it now. He's going to start another lap off. These hard tyres are getting rinsed there. A little kick up of gravel to go with it. And we've got just under 9 minutes left of this session. And we'll see what can live and match his teammate on this lap. He goes through sector 1. It's a 15.9, so it is down a little bit. It's down 10th on his teammate. But it is such a short sector. All that matters now is the rest of the lap. He's come up to that tight turn 6. I don't want to talk about turn 1 actually. We talk about it a lot because it's such an easy corner to invalidate on. It also creates a bit of issues. If you lose the back end on it, you end up blocking the pit lane. If you're not quick enough to move the car out of the way, or you're sat there because there's cars coming past, you can't pull back on the track safely, you can actually get disqualified very easily by park there for just a little bit too long. Hopefully you're not going to see that today, but I have seen it in a couple of other races, so it's worth keeping an eye on. As I say, hopefully we won't see it today. But Livid then coming round the final corner. As I see, Bika actually just went fastest in the second sector. Livid improved by 2.5 seconds, but was invalidated there in the final sector. Not good news for him, as Bika did finish his lap, but didn't improve over the whole lap. That's kind of annoying. When you go fastest in the second sector, you kind of expect to be doing a good lap, but not invalidated, just a mistake in the opening sector. A 16.1 instead of a 15.7 really messed that whole lap up for him. But we are now getting some soft runners coming out. Colin is out on said soft tyres, and be worth keeping an eye on him, see if he can go fastest. That's kind of what you're aiming for if you're going to come out on softs. You want to be as close to the front as possible. And he's actually gone slow in the first sector, so he must have had a little wobble somewhere. As we speak of the first sector, Yawn has just gone fastest, so we'll stick on board with Colin for a little bit, just see how his second sector goes. Then we'll switch on to Yawn, see him finish the lap. So kind of, we just want to see how these softs are going to handle. They are probably not your ideal race tyre, and they are the ideal qualifying tyre, but you don't want to start the race on them. As with pretty much with all tracks, the softs do fall away quite quickly. If there are plenty of corners, so your Austria and your Monzas, they're fine with it, because there's just so few corners in there. So Colin has gone fast in the second sector, faster than his previous in the second. It brings to the pits as Yawn does cross the line and does improve. He is now comfortably in the lead. I don't know, 12.29. As we are approaching the final few runs for people with 6 minutes left of the session. Will people come out on a set of mediums, go for a couple laps, come out on hards, go for a couple? We shall see. Let's have a look. Where's Busted? He's out on the soft tyres, just completing the first sector. That wasn't bad. He's up by a bit. So keep an eye on him. He's not going to threaten the top unless he can nail this final sector, but he should at least move up. He's actually going to get a little bit of toe. Is that his teammate ahead of him? It looks kind of yellow from back here. I could be blind. I'm blind. It's pink. There's a bit of difference between pink and yellow. So Busted then on the softs. I can tell those are softs. And he's up by, look at that, 1.45 of a second. And if he continues to this will be a pole position time. He's currently 1.6 off the pace. If he can nail this final few corners, he will put this, well, if not pole, then definitely very close. And he brings that one into the pits. Actually, he doesn't want to do it. It's a nasty pit entry, this. And Busted escapes without any issues. As we are pretty much at that time, the calm before storms. Anthony comes around the final quarter, puts in a lap on the softs, does go fastest, 12.151. Fastest of the final two sectors as well to go with it. As we're now starting to get a little bit more action on track. Atomic's out there, Kimmy's out there. Where's Kimmy? Kimmy's coming up towards turn 12, so we get a split here. 5 seconds down. He's not going quick. I know he's in mode 0. That's why. So Atomic, he is going. What about Noose? Is he? No, he's mode 0. So on board with Atomic, he has improved in the first sector. And we'll see how he goes as everyone's now switching on to those mediums. Those opening hard stints are done. We're now going for qualifying. Well, we've had qualifying the whole time. It feels like practice really. As Atomic has backed out, he must have made a mistake somewhere, I think. Potential. He's just a bit slower. It might have been invalidation, but he's just a little bit slower. So we are. Yeah, I mean, it's called the calm before storm for a reason. It's because it is calm. There's only 4 cars currently on track, and only one of those is on flying lap. As the cars are now starting to come out more and more. Hopefully this is not going to impede Atomic, who is on a flying lap now. He's going to have a couple of cars ahead of him, probably 3 cars ahead of him on out laps. And we'll see how Atomic gets on. Obviously no cars in his way at the moment. You kind of wish for one about now, just to give him a little bit of slipstream down that not quite straight. And that car is pink, not yellow, ahead of him. Let's not make that mistake again. 16.068 on the opening sector for Atomic. It is his personal best. Oh, that's a bit of grass that he's kicked up. But he's looking good if he can just improve. Jorn has started his final flying out, so definitely keep an eye on him. And Atomic then coming towards the end of the second sector, up again. Yeah, he's improved on his previous with that one. And now he's just got a handful of corners left to go through. He will get another run if he wants it, but he will have done more laps than he kind of wants to on these mediums. Final corner there for Atomic. And across the line he comes. He's up to P8, so not too bad at the end of the day. Definite improvement there, nearly 7/10, so good lap from him. Let's have a look. I want to watch Jorn, to be honest. We're kind of expecting this one to be pole. He has gone fastest in the first sector, fastest of anyone with a 15.703. Second sector coming up now. How's this one going to fare? Fastest of anyone once again. He is loving life on these mediums. His championship rival Meister's only down in 6th, but with a minute 45 left, it's plenty to play for. You can actually do a couple of laps if they do fancy it. Jorn then coming up to the start finish line. Expect this to be pole. It is pole. 11.6. Wow, smashed it. Smashed it good. But he has actually been beating the opening sector by 50. Let's have a look at Nathan quickly as he's coming up towards the Sachs hairpin. Down there in the 17th place. He's gone faster than his previous in the first two sectors. Is he going to go faster in the last sector? Definitely keep an eye on 50 Company. He has gone purple in sector 1 as Nathan comes across the line. Where's he going to end up? P3, so a good jump from him. If people make messes of their lap, he could benefit big time there. As we're on board now with 50 Company, he has fastest in the first sector, not fastest in the second, but wasn't far off. Could 50 Company ruin Jorn's party for now? Jorn will have another lap if he wants to go for it. But 50 Company will also get another lap. He'll have to just go back to back here. He won't have time to cool down and go again. 50 Company coming up to the line. Only P2. Second improvement, but just not enough. Look at that. Less than a 10th off Jorn at the top. Where is Meister's only 7th? He's done a lap. He's having to go again. JC coming towards the end of his. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him. JC's on an improvement so far. Final corner then for him. Up to the line. And will he jump up? Yes, he will. He's up to P4. What about his teammate just behind him? He's looking set to jump. And he only jumps to 7th. 8th now. He's just been beaten almost immediately. Was that Fluffy Balls? I think it was. As check flag has now fallen, we're going to start to see some laps finishing. Doctor's a long way away. What about Livid? His teammates at one end, he's at the other end. Looking like to form a Ferrari sandwich right now. And I've just seen, you've just gone fastest in the first sector. Only person, or one of the only people to get, I mean, he's done a 15.594 as Nathan has retired. And you'll see a fair few of those come now. Where's Doctor? Doctor's coming around the final corner. Last chance, can he jump up? Ooh. Yes, he can. He's up to P11. Let's look at Livid. Coming up to the line. His teammates in the pits. And he's up to P9. It's knocking Beaker down and down and down. Meister is best at P3. Fifth Camp P2. And that's it for him. Where's Just Chilling? A long way away. Jorn is in the pits. He thinks he has the secure. Just Chilling is Just Chilling. He doesn't look like he's on a fly sim with 0. Beaker's in the pits. And that's all she wrote then. That's Jorn taking pole position from FIFA Camp. Kind of unexpected all honesty to see FIFA Camp that high. But a great qualifying from him. And he'll be well chuffed with that. He had a great race last week. And hopefully he'll have another great race this week. As we're going to wait for all the drivers to just retire really. Or at least get into your pit box. I think we're just waiting for Just Chilling now really. And we'll be done. He's getting held up by Beaker. But there we go. So that is the end of qualifying. And now we're just waiting for Beaker, not Just Chilling anymore. All Beaker's fault. So we'll have a final rundown then of those qualifying positions. And what I'm going to assume is going to be a dry race based on the fact that only a couple of guys ran softs on their fastest lap. You're not going to start or do qualifying on mediums and it sounds like I've got a little bug there caused by the XP counter. But nonetheless, Johan takes the pole position from FIFA Camp, followed by Meister, Dan in 4th, then JC, Anthony, Nathan. Nathan with a great qualifying up to P7. Be well chuffed with that. Fluffy Balls in 8th, Livid 9th, Beaker lowly 10th. Hopefully he can get it up towards the race. Atomic in 11th, Bastard, Doctor, Kimmy, Char, Dow, Colin, and Noosa then. I really hope this sound doesn't continue. It's just going to drive me insane. I kind of hope this sound's going to stop in a second. It's not going to stop. I might have to jump out. I don't want to jump out the lobby. This sound is really quite annoying now. I'm going to have to jump out. Do I dare? I'm going to have to, aren't I? Maybe if Alt Tab, actually. No, that's not doing it. Right, I have to quickly jump out of the lobby and jump back in. Hopefully that's going to solve this sound. And it's not going to continue. It is continuing. It's too late, I've jumped out. I've had to. This sound is going to drive me insane. There, it stopped. No, it hasn't. I have another invite, don't worry. This sound is going to really annoy me by the end of the day. We've only missed the formation lap. Yeah, I can't solve it. The only way to solve it, by the sounds of things, is quit the game fully. But considering we've not really missed anything, we're still there on the formation lap. Yeah, I mean, the sound might be quiet to the viewers, but I can hear it, and hopefully it's not going to make me insane. Insane now. But we've got a little bit of overcast conditions, actually. The track is still quite warm at 32 degrees. Air is 29, but it's very overcast today. And I'm just wondering, is this going to cause rain? Is this going to mix up this race? I'm obviously getting distracted by the sound now. So we'll see how they're going to get on. You're leading us around then on this formation. Let's have a quick look at tyres. For those not starting in the top 10, it's 50-50 mix then. 4 hards, 4 mediums. Only one driver starting on softs. That is Anthony from P6. He's going to have to get a blistering start to make those soft tyres work, and he's going to hope to get past as many cars as possible. Ideally, Anthony will want to be in the lead at the end of this opening lap. And apparently you guys can't hear the XP counter going constantly. Maybe if I... Can you hear it now? I don't know, I can hear it. But, right. So, we just want to allow for all the drivers to take up positions on the grid. Yawn at the front, Noose at the back. And then we'll be under starters' orders. Noose is coming around that final corner. Very far off the back, actually. So we'll see. Noose will then take up position there. And we are under red lights. They're on. And we're off then for the German Grand Prix for Delta Racing League. And, oh, that's a... Oh, see contact already. That is a 14 off track. That's Nathan. Not the best start. Anthony is pushing JC. Not getting past there, but Meister has got immediately past FIFA Camp. And Nathan, has had to stay to the grass to avoid the back end of JC. As Flappyballs is trying to come through as well. Anthony's lost the place there. And Josh is now settling into the back of Dan. Meanwhile, out front is looking like there could be a battle for the race lead early on. Josh is looking to go past into the hairpin. And he's on the inside. He's going to have that. Dan can't do much about it. And JC is going to get the drive off the corner. And let's have a quick look further back then. Noosa moving about with Dow, and it's looking like Nathan has dropped to the very back. Let's have a quick look. I assume Nathan has picked up a little bit of damage, and he has. There you go, front right damage there on Nathan's car. That's going to really hinder him. Not what you want to do to start a race, as Kimmy's gone off track as well. He's just lost the rear end by the looks of things, coming off turn number 10. Not good news for him. Liv is moving around as well. He's battling there with Busted. And holding P11, so Liv has had a decent start. Let's have a look so far. Big gainers and losers. Liv is actually down 2. I thought he had a thought he was lower down to start with, but up 4 places for Noosa, up 4 places for Doctor as well. As Livid is starting to settle in now behind Busted. So let's have a look further up. Let's have a look at Anthony. These softs aren't working for him already. He's really starting to fall off the back of Beaker. Beaker, who's battling Fluffables here, doesn't get the drive off the corner he would have liked. Dan is not going to be battling either. Let's have a look up at the lead. As Meister isn't doing anything either. I thought he was putting out a bit, and there's definitely putting out there. They're trying to go 3 wide down the straight. Atomic's looking down the inside there of Char. Atomic goes down the inside. Is Noosa going to come through as well? Is he going to get 2 for 1 deal here? No. Char runs wide, comes back on ahead of Noosa. And Dow's looking to shape up Noosa. He's going to send one. No, he's not yet. By this time now, he's looking to send one down the inside. And it kind of does send it, but doesn't. It's a half-hearted send. And Noosa defended. Dow runs very wide, coming off the corner. Is he going to have to get that position back? Doesn't look like he's going to. Noosa's... Ooh, that could have ended in tears there for Dow. Noosa trying to come down the inside there. And he has Colin for company right up his rear. As we are now starting lap 3. DRS will be enabled this lap. And that will be activated pretty much almost immediately. It's not going to do a lot. It's such a short track that DRS doesn't do a huge amount until you get a bit of space. It's very similar to Austria. The track is Dan's run a little wide there. He's just lost place to Fluffables. Fluffables is now ahead, and we still don't have. We don't have DRS. It says lap 3. Yorn's left the session. That is not a good sign. Yorn has left the session, and for some reason I didn't see anyone with DRS. But so Yorn is out of the session. He's just been passed there by Vivkamp. That's not a surprise there. Fluffables and Dan going side by side through the Mercedes grandstand. And Fluffables holding P4. Dan is all over the place at the moment. He's going to come under pressure from Beaker. He's just been told that Yorn's PC has crashed. That's unfortunate. And Beaker's now on the rear of Dan. And sizing him up, but can't do anything about it at the moment. He's going to wait for that DRS to come into play. And Yorn is sliding down the grid. Really unfortunate. Mason goes fast. It's just to hammer home the point. As DRS is there. Why was it not on the other straight? I don't know. Beaker runs very wide. Vivkamp picks up a 3-second penalty. As does Anthony. Those medium soft tyres are not working there for Anthony. Nathan as well. It's starting to get towards penalty time, really. If you keep making mistakes on the same corner after 3 times, you'll get a penalty for it. As Beaker is now holding on to P6. Let's have a look further back. Livid, Busted, Doctor. And who's going to go for what? They go sandwich manoeuvre? No, they're not. But Busted goes down the inside there. Oh, Livid nearly had the big cutback there, taking 2 for the price of 1. But Busted gets past Doctor. Yorn has got back in. Hopefully he can get control of that car, but he's not going to be in a good place. He's down. Livid, that was close. Down in 11th for Yorn. As Doctor, Busted and Livid all battling here for 8th, 9th and 10th. And Yorn will hopefully be coming back into the game shortly, taking control of the car as he does there. And now, this is going to be a challenge for Yorn. He's going to somehow try and get something out of this. He's not out of it, but unless he locks up like that. Cold tyres not helping him. He's just lost 2 places there, but he's got a chance here to out-drag Char. And does so both with DRS. It's good. Oh, Char backs out. Smart play there. But Yorn is now in a world of no points. It's not a usual place for him to be. Down there in 12th place. He hasn't had a pit stop to cause it. Just a PC crash and Busted. Busted with DRS isn't going to be closing up. Is going to be closing up Anthony, although Anthony's tyres are going to start to feel a little bit rubbish. And Busted looking to try and use that. In fact, he's got more grip out the corner. Can't do anything about it. Anthony's going to have to try and stay ahead of as long as possible. Just hoping I had some data on Anthony's tyres. I don't, unfortunately. But Livid and Doctor swap places behind. Livid is now up to P9. Dan and Fluffy relatively close together. Let's have a flick up. Ooh, flick up there? Ooh, thought Busted was going to go for that, but he knows better than to go for it there. Dan has got Beaker right on his tail now. But he's still close enough to Fluffy Balls to get DRS. And Beaker, DRS, Dan, DRS. Fluffy Balls has nothing. These two are going to use this DRS to close up as Dan picks up a 3-second penalty, just ran wide at turn 1. And for some reason, Siri on my phone has woken up to me talking. It's not very helpful, but... so Dan is going to get some slipstream here. He's got that DRS. That's Beaker behind him, you can see. That is Fluffy Balls in front. I wish that was my camera choice. That was brilliant. That worked perfectly. Dan sends one down the inside of Fluffy Balls. He's not going to make that. And Beaker is right on the rear. Is he going to try and do something about it? No, he's not. Dan is right up that gearbox of Fluffy Balls. Is he going to send one down the inside here? He's looking like he wants to, but Fluffy Balls just a bit too far ahead for him. And Dan sits back into P4 for now. Let's have a look. Further back, Anthony and Doctor side by side. Ooh, leaving space. A little touch there causes nothing. I think Anthony's tyres are not doing too well now. So he might be bringing this one into the pits. Yawn is getting back up it as well. Right on the back of Anthony. I think the best thing Yawn can do now is do a slightly earlier pit stop and just run really long on hards. There goes Anthony into the pits. He's going to definitely have to move on the hards. It goes fastest of everyone. He's got some clean air as well now. So let's have a look further up. Beaker and Dan. Beaker's right on the rear of that Ferrari. DRS mode 4. It's the same for both drivers, but Beaker's closer to Dan than Dan is to Fluffy, and I don't think Beaker's going to be close enough. No, he's not. Into mode 0. Knows he's not going to catch him. A little lock up there as well from Dan. Yes, we are... That can't be right. Look at my tyre data. It says Beaker's going to do another 200 laps. I don't think that's right. I'd be impressed if he could. And that's road car levels of tyre life, really. But Beaker is on the rear of Dan. And as behind Yawn and Doctor are getting close. Let's have a quick flick back to there. Let's go round the Sachs hairpin. Obviously, very difficult to even consider an overtake at this point. As they're going to come off the corner. Beaker's going to be in a good position. Yawn's going to be in a very good position. Doctor makes a mistake. Yawn says, okay, I will take that one. Don't need to ask me twice. See ya. As Buster picks up a 3-second penalty in front. Let's flip on up to Beaker and Dan. Dan's not... He's too far ahead now, really, of Beaker. Beaker's not going to do anything about this. And yeah, my tyre data is not very helpful, unfortunately. I can tell you approximate wears, but I'm not going to tell you that. As Fluffy Balls and Dan going side by side. Dan's trying to go around the outside. He might have a chance here off the corner, but Fluffy Ball just gets the better drive. And Dan is in a good place if he's going to send one. He thought about it. And doesn't go for it. Yawn and Busted. Yawn's going to go for it. And has gone for it. A little wheel to wheel there. And Yawn comes away with that position. Although Busted is still fighting. He's not giving that one up. No, he kind of has to. He's going to lose out to Doctor as well as a result. And Doctor is through. Up to P9 he goes. Great opportunistic driving there from the Doctor. And Yawn is now 3.5 seconds off the back of Livid. Only down 9 from his starting place. 7 from starting place. So he'll, hopefully for his sake, he'll catch up and give us a battle later on in the race. Beaker and Dan. 0.8 is the gap between Beaker and Dan and Fluffy Balls. Beaker is just off the back of this, guys. He's got a better drive of the corner. He might have had a chance, but he's closing up a little bit. Is he going to close up enough to make the move down the inside? I don't think so. He says no as well. But if you get a good drive off this, you have a chance into turn 8. And Beaker doesn't get a better drive. In fact, I think Dan got a better drive, and he's relatively close to the Fluffy Balls once again. Meanwhile, out front, we've not spoken about him much since he passed Meister and then got an easy pass on Yawn as Fluffy Balls makes a mistake. Meister is currently leading 2 seconds ahead of Vivica. JC's in third, 2 seconds just shy of 2 seconds off the back of 5th Camp. And obviously Fluffy Balls, Dan and Beaker are all battling here for 4th, 5th, 6th. Yawn is starting to try and close back up onto Livid, give himself a chance of getting some more points here today. Beaker, I think, might be trying to have a go as... There we go, look, Dan has actually just fallen outside of the DRS zone. Can he get himself back in? Has he just done enough there on that straight? It's going to be close. I think he might just miss out. No, he's just got it. Just. He's not going to get much of a slipstream from back there. Beaker knows this. And Dan needs to step it up. Because Beaker wants to come past. Lay on the brace there, Beaker. Dan goes a little bit deep into the corner, nearly hits the back of Fluffy Balls actually, but nothing to come of it as Busted and Doctor swap places. Who's going to have this place? It's looking like Buster's having this. Doctor can't do anything about slots back in. Gets a bit of slipstream. And where's he going to go? Is he going to try and go around the outside? He is. And a bit of a corner cut there for Busted, but Doctor almost gives one corner cut back. Sits back in. He's going to go for it here. He's looking like he wants to have it here. And oh, rotation there for Doctor. Camera angle hit a little bit, but I think it's just will to will, unfortunately. But Doctor is now down to 13th. He's probably going to lose. Yes, he does. Lose out to Noosa. It is not the Force India's day today, or Racing Points, sorry. Day today. It's not going well for them. As Beaker has got past Dan. Dan's going to have a look back at Beaker. And nothing of it just yet, but now Beaker's not going to have DRS. Dan is going to have DRS. Here it comes. Can Beaker defend against this? This should be an easy one for Dan. And he's already passed before we even get to the braking zone. And Beaker's going to have to sit back in. Lock up there from Dan. If Beaker was trying, he tried to come back at him. I'll tell him she still says Beaker has 200 laps of tyres left. I don't think that's the case. There's more lockups there from Dan. This is not going well for him. It's just 2 lockups in 3 corners. Just making a mess of those tyres. And Beaker can see those lockups. Just know that he's locking up. I have a chance here. He's making a mess of his tyres. Beaker is right on the rear. Dan can't obviously get through there. Just needs to play the waiting game as Liv is actually closed up to the back of Beaker. And they are now within distance of Livid. Yawn's not too far back as well. He's just under 2 seconds back from Livid. As Beaker closing up a little bit onto Dan. Dan's not getting DRS from Fluffy Balls. As Beaker will look to try and size him up this time round. He does need to keep his eyes on the mirrors. Especially if you run wide like that and make a little mess. But both of them made a mess of it. Dan sitting on the inside. Beaker's going to go around the outside of this part. But he's already through. And now has the inside into the hairpin. And the racing line, most importantly, really. And Beaker is up to P5. He still has Dan behind him. And behind Dan, you've got his teammate of Livid. And Livid will want to come through as well. Another lock up there from Dan. He's got to be careful not to flat spot these tyres. His eyes very wide on the exit there. Livid isn't close enough to do anything about that. And so Beaker is already up into the DRS there of Fluffy Balls. Less than a second is what you need to be. Detection point for the first one is around this corner. And Beaker is just there as Dan has had enough of those tyres. Don't hit the gravel, Dan. Stays out of it, good. It's really easy to do. I hate the pit entry here. You make a small mistake and you're in gravel. It's not like you make a small mistake and you're on another bit of tarmac. It's gravel, and gravel's not fun. Oh, that was a wing change there for Dan. Didn't know he had a front wing damage. But so that Ferrari is going to drop quite far back, but he's done for pit stops. And he's probably going to come out. Is he going to be in front of Anthony? Yes, it is. Looks like Anthony comes around the first corner. There is Dan, so he's got a bit of free air. Beaker and Fluffy Balls having a swap. And Beaker has got through then on Fluffy Balls. And up to P4 he goes. So next up is his teammate, but that's 4 seconds away. But I think they're now going to have to react to Dan's early pit stop. Actually, I haven't said that. Dan had a nose change, so I don't think they need to worry. if they know he's had a nose change anyway. They may not realise that and may think that he's going to have a potential undercut on them. Hopefully that... Ooh, bigger! That's a slide and a half. Hopefully their engineers will be there telling him don't need to worry as Beaker cuts the grass and Fluffables hits the gravel. That's not good. And they all slow down. And Yawn is in as well. Let's have a little look further back. Dow and Char. They're close together as Kimmy's close to the Doctor as well. Oh, Dow's running very wide and so is Char. Both of them not going well for them. So Char is relatively close to Atomic as yellow in sector 1. Who's caused that? Trying to find someone who's caused the yellow. Is it Noosa? It's Kimmy. Oh, he's got massive down front wing. Let's have I should have had this on earlier. As Colin has retired, that's unfortunate for him. Potential pit lane retirement maybe. He's in the final sector anyway. Kimmy, massive front wing damage. Not good news for him. Yawn just got past Doctor. I kind of missed it. I was looking at damage. As virtual safety car has been deployed, and I think that was caused by Colin's incident, and that has worked wonders then for those front drivers. All pitting under the virtual safety car. It's going to help them immensely. Yawn pitted the lap earlier, and his championship rival was getting a free-ish pit stop, and will come out ahead of everyone. No surprise there. As we are back under racing then. And let's have a look further back. Fluffables and Beaker. Close gap there, as it's still close in front of them as well. Those hard runners. As Beaker picks up a penalty, Fluffables isn't really close enough to do anything. Let's have a look. See at. Well, let's actually stay with Beaker actually. He's just close up to Livid a bit. Livid's just come out of the pits on cold, hard tyres. Beaker's not going to be close enough to make anything of it. But if you can catch up to Livid, he has a chance. Livid's benefited, like just Schilling, Fivkamp and Mesa from their virtual safety car. They're the ones that waited an extra lap. There's no skill involved in that. It's a bit of pot luck, and unfortunately luck is against Beaker, Fluffy and Yawn this time around, as well as Noosa. Just so happens that's the way the cookie crumbles. It's crumbled all over them, as the front three all get a nice big cookie all to themselves, no crumbling involved. How many more cookie analogies can I have in this? Beaker then is still on the rear of Livid. Livid's looking a little bit slidey in front of him. Those hard tyres fresh on that car. Just now starting to get to that operating temperature. And I'm going to completely ignore my tyre life charts. It still says Big has another 200 laps on these hard tyres. I don't think he does. And I don't think he thinks he does either. But Livid makes a little mistake into that corner. Goes a bit deep into 2. And then back on the power as Beaker's going to be in that DRS. He's going to have a relatively simple overtake here. And he is through, then up to P7 he goes. And Livid will be coming back at him. Well, let's say that. Livid tries to. And Beaker now 3 seconds off the back of Char. Char's still to stop. He's involved in a little bit of battle up ahead actually. Sort of. It's just a bit off the back of Atomic at the moment. Atomic is 6/10 off the rear of Busted. These guys on 15 lap old hard tyres. Still to stop, funny enough. And they'll be doing so probably around lap 20, give or take. Depends how they're feeling, depends what the strategy board says. Tom's not going to be close enough to threaten here. So let's flip on back to Beaker and Livid. Beaker goes fastest of everyone on those hard tyres. And still holding on to P7, although Livid does have that DRS to close up a bit. Beaker's getting close to Charm. That's another mistake from Livid. Same place he did last time. Just too deep into the corner. Pretty much affects you the whole way to turn 6 when you think about it. You go late into that corner, you can't get on the power early enough in 3 and 4. You don't have as much speed going through 5. It's only until turn 6 you really corrected yourself. And so Beaker hold on for now. Quick one on the penalty front. We're on 17 of 34. So half distance. If you don't hear the name, they haven't got any penalties. So FIFA Cup with 3 seconds. Busted with 3. Char, Beaker, Livid, Fluffy Balls all with 3. Dan also with 3. 6 seconds unfortunately for Anthony at the moment. And then 3 seconds for Nathan and Noosa. So it's safe, didn't hear the name, they don't have anything just yet. Still a fair distance to go, we're on 18 off 34. Weather is still 32 on the track and 24 in the air as Liver's hitting those corners aggressively. Official weather is overcast. It doesn't seem to be thinking about raining, but Beaker has closed up here to try. He's going to get some DRS. But Yawn is actually on the back of Fluffy. Let's have a look at that one. That one could be an overtake. Looking like it will be. Yawn's closing right up. He's going to have to go the long way round. Fluffy comes to cover him. Oh, and goes very deep. He's got just missing Livid's rear. That could have been curtains for both of them. But Yawn now getting back on the power. And back ahead of Fluffy Balls. Although, no, Fluffy Balls isn't going to come back down the inside. He knows better than that at the moment. So, Yawn is recovering. Beaker is trying to get away from him. Livid is sitting in the sandwich at the moment. He's got a ball with Beaker. He's on the rear of Char. 4/10 is the gap. And Livid 3-second penalty behind. That's good news for everyone bar him, really. It was such a close midfield. Look at this. So, from P4 the whole way down to P10, they are still all within DRS of each other. And we're on lap 19 of 34. Okay, so the front 3 are all old hard tyres, that's why it's become like this, but it's still great racing to be had. Beaker goes past Char up to P6 he goes. Where is Livid? Too far back to come. Where's Yawn? Too far back as well. And Beaker, oh, big lag there for Livid. Didn't lose anything, didn't gain anything. But Beaker did gain on Char. He's now going to be up onto the rear of Atomic. And all the time, the front, the rear starting to pull away. And 4 seconds the gap between Busted and Just Chilling at the moment. Kimi picks up a penalty down there in 17th. That's fortunate for him. As the 2 racing points are swapping places as well, but we're kind of keeping our eyes on this battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. And Livid, little mistake there. He's going to get the power down early enough to make a move on Char. As Bastard comes in, he's unleashed a few more drivers. Yawn is not too far back as well. And Yawn's actually looking quite good. Livid, little mistake through that corner. Going to give Yawn a chance if you can slow down in time, which he does. Don't panic, don't panic. Up ahead, Beaker's looking to make moves here on Atomic. He does, he's through. Atomic now down to P5. Let's have a look further back. Livid on the rear of Char. Oh, that's the camera angle I was after. So Livid is through, sends it late down, and he's managed to get himself up to P6. Now Beaker is free at the front. He can try and pull away while the guys he's battling of Livid, Fluffy Balls and Yawn are all squabbling to try and get past Atomic. The Haas driver is Beaker's rear gunner at the moment, and exactly what he wants is Yawn and Char swap places. So Yawn is up now to P7. And Atomic is still staying within DRS of Beaker, which is good for him and everyone else, except for Beaker. Beaker needs to break that 1 second window. And Atomic pits as well, so Livid will get DRS from Atomic, and 1.3 is the gap. And if Beaker can hold that at 1.3 through these corners, he will. Yeah, so he's not going to. Livid's not going to have DRS, which means Yawn is going to have some DRS on Livid. Fluffballs has actually dropped right back. What's happened to him? Doesn't appear to be any damage on that car, just made a few mistakes. Yawn, look at that ERS level. He's on 5%. He's just tanked it the last few laps to try and keep up and pass drivers. Livid as well. I'm going to assume his is quite low. Oh, it's not. He's on 60%. Beaker's, however, is incredibly low as well. Beaker and Yawn really struggle with that ERS. Livid is in a good position here. He's got enough to dump down against Yawn and enough to catch up to Beaker. He just needs to use it, particularly when we're getting towards that straight, well, isn't straight, turn 5. But right, so let's have a little look further back. Dow and Anthony are relatively close together. They're not quite out of DRS zone just yet, but they are still close. As Lisa picks up a penalty down 16th, it's not his day. Let's quickly flip up to Yawn. Liv has actually got himself within 1 second of Beaker, and he will have DRS down the back straight. Not going to be close enough though, unfortunately, is Livid to make a move, but Yawn is close to Livid. Is he going to be close enough? He's gaining in. Livid has just so much more ERS on that car. Yawn goes for a dive and a half. It makes Livid have to go deep into the corner as well. Nothing comes of it. But Yawn is right there on the back of Livid. He needs to get past that Ferrari if he wants to try and get past Beaker and reclaim a podium. He's in a very good position to do so. Touch wood, Yawn has no penalties. Both Beaker and Livid have penalties. 6 seconds for Livid, 3 for Beaker. And second place, Fifthcamp has a 3-second penalty as well. So if Fifthcamp or JC pick up another one, there is a chance he can get on the podium. He just needs to get past these two. But when the car in front's also got DRS, it's quite difficult to catch up and pass. As Yawn's shown for us now, he may have to take a couple of chill down laps and just use DRS. But Livid is in a great position here. He's all over the back end of Beaker. Yawn is trying to stay on the back of them. Livid is chucking in mode 4. He is ahead, but Beaker's going to come back at him down the inside, both with a lock-up. Yawn didn't lock up, and then into the back of them. Livid comes out ahead. Beaker has to slot back into P5, and now Yawn is still on the back end of them in P6. Dives and a half on Beaker. That could have ended bad, but Yawn still there in 6. Might have just put Beaker off his game a little bit. Yawn is showing intent. He does want to get past. He's probably still a bit upset. For those who weren't here earlier, he was leading the race until an unfortunate computer crash caused him to drop back to about P11 or 12 by the time he got back in. And now he is on recovery drive. Livid goes fastest of everyone so far, 14.6 to his name. Beaker with a little tank slapper there on turn 1. He lost himself a little bit of time, but doesn't lose anything else other than just a couple of tenths. Fifthcamp in the meantime, 6 seconds off the back of Meister, but it's quite comfortable at the moment to JC. But Fifthcamp does have a 3-second penalty, so that could change. So we'll soon see. All it takes is one penalty to Fifthcamp or JC to change the face of that podium. Particularly if JC gets it, then Beaker or Yawn may fancy trying for it. Livid may fancy it as well, but 4.4 seconds back. Actually, I haven't said that. Livid's got 6, Beaker's got 3. Yawn is pretty much the only man who can try and come past. So, let's see. Nothing else going on anywhere on the grid, unfortunately, at the moment. We are 100% on this battle for 4th, 5th, 6th. Fluffballs has fallen off the pace. He's not going to be coming into this just yet. He does have a 3-second penalty to his name, but who knows? I mean, we're only on lap 25 of 34. All it takes is one penalty to change quite a lot in this race. As you can see, all the gaps are still hovering around 2 or 3 seconds, so if someone suddenly gets a 3-second penalty in front of you, you may put the foot down and try and catch up, get inside that 3-second window. Yawn at the moment has both of these guys covered. We'll do a final penalty rundown for you in a few laps. And that should show us the shape of what's happening. Beaker looking down the inside there of Livid. And has he got it? No, he hasn't. He's not quite got it. Thought he did, but then I also thought he didn't. But looking like Beaker wants the attempt to come past Livid. As they're actually starting to close up a little bit to JC. JC is now 4.2 seconds up the field. It was 4.4 a couple of laps ago. And Beaker wants to catch up to his teammate. But at the same time wants to keep Yawn behind him. Because if Yawn gets past, he could potentially close up to JC. Neither of those two have penalties. JC in the meantime needs to close up to Fivkamp to try and jump him through those said penalties. But as I said that, I just noticed Fivkamp sort of closed up a little bit to Meister. Last lap he was half a second faster. And again, first sector time 0.4 faster. And so it is Meister starting to fall back a little bit. Are those, is it just playing safe, saving up things until he actually needs it? And Yawn is dropping back a little bit. Beaker, Yawn is so late on his brakes. He's just every single time he comes to that braking zone, you think he's going to hit someone, and no, never mind, he just missed. He's got on board there with Beaker. His yellow fuel light is on, which means as it stands, he will not have enough to finish the race. He needs to do some fuel saving, but he has plenty of time to do it. It's only a worry if it started to flash red at this point, which means he's got a lap left of fuel. And that's very unlikely to happen in all honesty at this stage of the race. So he's now half a second off the back of Livid. Livid is closing up every now and again, just a little bit onto the back of JC. It was 4.4 a few laps ago. It's now 4 seconds on the nose. Last lap pace, it was 0.06 of a second faster for. Oh no, sorry, I'm in the wrong line. It's 0.08 faster Beaker than just chilling. As Dan gets a penalty down there in 8th. Yawn isn't in a position to attack Beaker. And look at his ERS so low once again. 4 or 5%. Beaker's a bit better on 35. He's looking to make a move here. And he is making a move. Slides down the inside. Bit of a lock up there. And unfortunately collects Livid a little bit. And Yawn actually is in a good position, but can't do anything about it now. Doctor with a 3-second penalty. He's down there in 14th. Livid still holding on to the back end of Beaker. Livid is on 21% ERS. Beaker is on 33. So Livid was doing really well earlier. They were both on 10%. Livid was on 60%. But having had to defend for so long against Beaker, he's now burnt off all that extra ERS. As I see, Nooster has come into the pits, put a set of softs on. Looks like he's going to try for that fastest lap. And will Livid fancy a charge here at Beaker? 0.3 is the gap between these two as they go through turn 1. We'll wait till after this DRS section coming up in a moment, and we'll do a final penalty rundown. A few laps left of this race. But Livid is looking to try and size up Beaker. Yawn isn't too far back. It's 0.3 back, but he's in a similar sort of situation. Livid can now get through though on Beaker. Or can he? No, he can't. Well, yes, he can. Round the outside he goes. Beautiful overtake there from Livid. Don't expect to see many people trying around the outside, but Livid does it and it sticks as Beaker runs very wide, picks up a 3-second penalty. Down the inside he goes. And has he got this? I'm on board with Yawn, as you can probably tell, just trying to watch the battle. Beaker has got it made. Beautiful attacking between these two. And Beaker ahead. Ooh, Yawn, that's not an easy place to go for an overtake down into Sachs. He gets on the rumble strips on the inside again. That's not kind of what you want to do, just to stabilise the car a little bit. You had to get off it. And Yawn. Oh, that's a good exit there. He's got on Livid. He's going to have a chance into turn 1. Wheel to wheel. Yawn is through. Is Livid going to come straight back at him as you come down towards turn 2? Livid is running his rib, but he can't do anything about it right now. And Yawn is through. And P5 for him, and he has DRS on Beaker. And they are actually falling off the back of Just Chilling now. 4.6 is the gap there. And Beaker has 6 seconds penalties to his name. So he's flat out racing against Livid now. They're both on 6 seconds. I did say I'd do a penalty rundown for you a moment ago, but action kind of got in the way. And we'll do a penalty rundown for you as soon as we don't see any crash on this one. Okay, quick penalty rundown. If you don't hear the name, they don't have any penalties. And so Camp has 3 seconds of penalties. Where are we? Beaker 6, Livid 6. Also with 6 is Fluffy Balls and Dan and Busted. Atomic is actually doing quite well. He's in P10 with no penalties, so he'll gain a position there on Busted, which is good to see. 3 seconds for Char and 6 seconds for everyone behind Char other than Dow. So Nathan, Doctor, Anthony, Lisa and Kimmy all 6 seconds. So as it stands, Yorn will gain 1 place on Beaker. Unless something strange happens up ahead. They are 4 seconds off the back of Jushin, so it's not out of the realms of possibility. It's not going to be easy as Yorn is looking to try and go round the outside here on Beaker. A little nudging wheel to wheel. Yorn, is he going to do what Livid did the other lap? He's alongside Beaker's trying to squeeze him right up against the edge. Yorn is given enough space. He's going to send one down the inside. He's looking. He's just a little nudge there. He's not got through. Beaker holding that position really well. Yorn got a good drive off the corner. He's going to go for it again. Beaker goes defensive. Yorn's going to try and go around the outside here. Or at least look for that switch back. He's not going to make it. And Beaker's holding on to P4 for now. We're on lap... Well, the front leaders just started lap 31. We're still on lap 30 here. And I think this is going to come down to the checker flag for on-track positions. It's not. It's all for now to the end of the day because the penalties will come into play. But we can still enjoy the action. Livid and Beaker is actually a straight fight. Assuming neither of those two pick up any more penalties before the end. And Livid again very deep into their corner. We've seen it a couple of times from him today because it really affects the exit. And he loses a little bit of time. Yorn sizing up Beaker. He's got this one made. Yorn is through. Up to P4 he goes. But now, can Yorn break that DRS window to Beaker and try and catch up to Just Here? I think it's too little too late. It's going to be a mighty effort if you can. But look at that ERS. It is so low. It's on 5%. He's got nothing left in the tank. Beaker's got nothing fuel-wise left in the tank. He's on yellow, which means he does need to do some fuel saving. ERS level's a little bit healthier. Livid's got a really healthy ERS level, but these two are straight fighting now. As Noosa and Doctor swapping bases. Doctor's in the pits. Looks like the racing points are going to go for the fastest lap. Currently held by Noosa. Fast lap of a 13.2 is what they've got to beat as Livid runs a little wide there on the south curve. Beaker, ooh, big tank slapper. Livid though with a penalty. That's great news for Beaker. And Fluffy is, if he can catch up Fluffy, he might gain another position. Fluffy's on 6 seconds and Livid is on 9. But that's still got to gain pretty much 2 seconds as Fluffy on these closing couple of laps. As Beaker with DRS on Yorn won't be closing up to get that overtake. And he'll try and close up a bit. And Yorn is still holding on to P4 for now. We're on lap 32 or 34, only a few left. Oh, we're going to see some dicey moves as Livid trying to pressure Beaker to make a mistake. Beaker kind of wants to hold the position, if not get past Yorn. And Livid run very wide there. Anthony picks up, because I thought that was Livid picking up another. But Anthony picks up one down there in 13th. As does Nathan actually, just picked up a penalty. So they're both on 9 seconds back there. As it stands then, the only position changes off the top of my head are going to be a Livid. Oh no, they're not even going to change. Atomic will gain a position on Busted and is close-ish to gaining one on Dan. If Atomic can close up, he's got 0 penalties. Dan has 6 seconds, so it's going to have to be a massive gain, but is kind of possible. But yeah, so we are on 33 or 34. Livid looks almost like he's kind of giving up at the moment. He's not really pushing on to Beaker. Maybe he's trying for a last lap push. Beaker isn't giving up either. He knows he's beaten by Jorn, but it doesn't stop him racing hard and showing to Jorn that he is actually quick. But Jorn holding on to P4. We will see the championship lead swap coming into this race. There's only 4 points difference between Jorn and Meister. Meister didn't have the greatest of qualifying, especially early on. He looked very low down, 7th or 8th before the final stint. Put it P3. Jorn was at the front. Meister was 3rd. Vivkamp was between the two. But looks like Meister is going to take the win, take that championship lead back off Jorn. It's been swinging back and forth all season. I would not miss the rest of the season if I was you. It could be. Hopefully this championship battle will go the whole way to the last race. That would be wonderful to see. And Livid is kind of hoping now Beaker makes a little mistake and he has a chance of coming through, but Livid just a little bit of lag there actually coming off the corner. That's cost him any chance he had of closing up to Beaker. Further back actually, we've not looked at them much. Nathan and Anthony. Nathan's on nice, fresh, soft tyres. Trying to get past Anthony. Little nudge. Nice save there by Nathan. But they've still got another lap after this, so this one could change. We'll follow this one actually, because I don't think we'll see any other position changes. And Nathan is trying. He's got the soft tyres. Penalty-wise, they are equal. Nathan now with that DRS going down the home straight. He's going to try down into the inside into turn 1. He does. He is through then. And Anthony now holding onto the back end. If he gets DRS, he's got a very small chance. Yellow in sector 1. Who's caused that? That might be Noosa. That is Noosa. He's done a Bottas, I think, by those things. Just lost it off the first corner into the wall. A bit further down than Bottas, actually. Considerably further down, actually. Somehow he's survived without any wing damage. I'm not sure how he's managed that. Oh, he's cooked those tyres, though, hasn't he? He's got nothing in that car anymore. But yes, Meister taking the win from Vivkamp, just chilling there in 3rd. Jorn with decent recovery to 4th, followed by Beaker, Livid, Fluffables, Dan, Atomic, busted there in 10th, gets a point. AI's pulled over for some reason. So Atomic does get a jump through penalties. Next up is going to be Nathan, he's 17 seconds back. Down nearly getting P11 there off Char. Nathan coming around that final corner a little wobbly. That's on purpose. He has crossed the line before crashing. That's good to see. It has happened where someone hasn't crossed the line. And Doctor going to come across in 15th. Fastest lap went to Noosa then, the 13.2. Unable to beat it were the racing points. And Noosa might be beating himself at this point. He's just... I can see the temperatures of his tyres. They are 120 degrees. They are... It's like trying to drive on ice at some points. And there we go. So, a great race, really. Could have had a little bit more action, but we still had some great battling between the 4th, 5th and 6th runners. And let's have a final look at those standings then. Hey, that annoying sound's gone from the background now. So, Meister taking the win. As you might know, from Vivkamp picking up that 3-second penalty. Just chilling there in 3rd. Jorn obviously in 4th. Beaker with decent recovery from 10th up to 5th. Followed by Livid, Fluffables, Dan, Atomic, and Busted running out your top 10. Just missing out there is Char, followed by Dow, Nathan, Anthony, Doctor, Noosa, and Kimmy. Your one and only DNFer there of Colin. And... yeah, so thanks for joining me for the German Grand Prix for the Delta Racing League. Next week we shall be in Hungary for round 12. And hopefully you're all hungry for more action, as that will be what's coming. So join me again same time next week. That is 7 o'clock UK, 8 o'clock Central European time. Until then, see you guys next week.